If you don't stay down and you never quit, come on over here and sit on the far end of the bench.
Hallo, Benchwarmers, guten Tag. Thank you guys for tuning into the far end of the bench. As soon as we get started, my dogs start to bark and my voice is almost going out. I just came from a wrestling duel. Niko's dealing with some issues with his computer, so it's going to be slightly different. You're still going to get a podcast episode. You are still going to get picks, even though at this point, fade whatever pick we make, fade, because last week we had a combined total of 1 win in our pick'em.
And unbeknownst to every single person that texted me or sent me a screenshot of my face with a clown outfit on last week, no, I don't look like that 24/7. So yeah, last week was Halloween. No, I will not bring back the clown mask, even though I did go 0-4 last week. So yeah, maybe it was worthy of wearing the clown makeup.
It's unfortunate how sometimes that works out. That irony in the situation. We should have worked it out better. This will be the 159th time that we've come together here as a podcast for an episode. We're giving you guys picks. Be sure to follow at FEOTB Pod. And if you're watching on YouTube, if you find our YouTube channel, be sure to subscribe there and check us out on the Variety Sports Network. I'll be back this Sunday talking the gridiron with Darren and the boys Sunday night. Last week was a whole lot of fun. We had Jordan on, so I'm not the only Bengals fan. It's really awesome to do a Who Day chant and somebody actually backs me up. But that'll all be coming out, and that's where you can find a lot of great stuff. I don't know. They have the double show since the NBA season is going on. If we were doing a full show, we'd be talking college basketball, we'd be talking NBA, we'd be talking NHL. So I don't want to hear that we focus too much on football. It's the middle of the NFL season at the moment. So the fact that we have to push talking about these other sports, we got time. We got until June.
Time.
What are we talking about
all
here?
Day? I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I'm betting on every single other sport right now. But yeah, it is 100% football season. Like I said, NBA in-season terms going on. Who the fuck cares? MLB's over. Well, that came.
I thought it was supposed to be a mid-season tournament. I didn't realize it was the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I thought so too. I don't know what the hell's going on, but yeah, football is the main focus right now. Luckily for you specifically, because the Avs aren't doing too well, and the Nuggets obviously are still world champions. I'll let you put that up. It doesn't matter if it's a short episode, but yeah, it is football time, and it is time to roll.
Yes, it's time to roll. So let's get into our picks. We're recording this segment on Thursday night, so we're not going to have the Thursday night football game, but we do still have 5 games to talk about.
Of a game, so don't worry. I do not want to pick the Bears or fucking Panthers game, so we're not missing much. Okay?
I don't even have that on my TV. I do have football. I have football on my TV. I have Louisville versus Virginia because Louisville's a wagon. Yeah. We're talking college football too. Louisville's a fucking. They would be a problem if we had the 12-team playoff this year. They are sneaky good. The ACC and the Pac-12. I wish they could have done this sooner because maybe they wouldn't be dying off like they are right now. But the product this season. Amazing coming out of the ACC and the Pac-12. So those are all our little tangents. We have it up on the screen. NFL going back to Germany. Germany, yeah, that's good. Frankfurt this time instead of Munich. Is that good? I have one kid who every time he leaves my class, everybody, goodbye, bye, see ya, have a good weekend. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen, Jackson. See ya.
If he speaks German, I probably would not say this to him, but if you want something to clap back at him, be like, "Du bist eine kleine Scheiße." You are a little shit.
I can figure out that German and English are actually a lot closer than people realize. It's basically just English with a or a ja at the end of it. That sounds a lot like you can eat shit in English too.
You are a little shit.
You are a little shit. I knew it ended with shit. See, Scheisse, shit. I got it. Colts Pats. The Colts are favored, which at the beginning of the season, even as bad as we thought the Patriots were going to be, I don't think that we expected the Colts to be favored in this situation. The last Europe game totally threw out the time zones. It doesn't matter whether you get there, whether you don't. It basically comes down to, is your team better? Do you have the better coaching staff to be able to get yourself through this? I know it hasn't been good. And there's even rumors. I don't know if you've seen the rumors. They're starting to circulate that if Bill Belichick brings the Patriots home with a 2-9 record next week going into the bye from Europe, that his seat is going to be very hot. There's some people saying that they're likely he's not going to finish the end of the season. This is not what we expected from this Patriots team. I've expected bad because Mac Jones isn't a good quarterback and they don't have weapons around him, but I didn't expect this level of bad. So for that sake,
bad.
I'm going with the Colts. I'm picking the Colts. I don't know if I like the 2.5.
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, I can't
Gardner
get
Minshew and the Indianapolis Colts. No, we have conversations about TV ratings and things like this. We cannot sit here and act like the nationally televised football games outside of probably last Sunday's Sunday Night Football game haven't been absolute dog shit. They've been horrendous. Monday night's game, Chargers Jets, horrendous. Thursday night's game, Bears and Panthers, horrendous. This is another standalone game that I'm just like, do I want to really wake up at 8 a.m. for this shit? I don't think so. I think I'm going to just sleep in and enjoy my morning instead of throw this shit on, is all I'm going to say. But yeah, it's funny, all these rumblings for Belichick's coming out right now. Very, very timely with a former head coach getting released and getting let go. That would probably love that lives and dies the Patriot way. And he would be.
It's Gerard Mayo's job
fitting.
if it's not Bill. I'm pretty sure that Kraft has come out and said Gerard Mayo would have the job if Bill Belichick's not the head coach.
He said those comments when his good old best friend Josh McDaniels was still a head coach. Is all I'm gonna say. Those comments came out when that happened. Do I agree? No. I think Gerard Mayo will be a much better coach. He would be. Absolutely would be. But you know that organization just as much as I do. We know that organization more than anyone. It's like they stick to their way, that we're better than everybody else, and that's what got Josh McDaniels' ass fired here in Denver and then fired in Vegas. It's because because the Patriot way was bigger than anybody else. It was bigger than anything else. Even when coaching the Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders, whatever the fuck they are. Even when coaching the Raiders, the Patriot way was king. That's why Antonio Pierce, when he stood up and that report came out this week, that he stood up and talked about the 2008 Giants and how they believed they could beat anybody. And when they beat the undefeated Patriots, they believed. Like don't talk about the Patriots like that. Exactly. So, look, I would not be surprised in the slightest. Not be surprised in the slightest if McDaniels ended his way back up in New England. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, I can't pick New England. New England's a fucking travesty. That's just a shit show. It's Gardner Minshew versus freaking Mac Jones here. This is terrible football. This is just horrendous. Like, what the hell am I watching? Both teams are in Caleb Williams' watch, trying to lose games, and we have both of them sticking it out in a game where that doesn't mean anything for anybody outside of the people in Germany. Germany, those poor Germans got to watch two of the best offenses in the league, in the Chiefs and Dolphins, and then these fuckers come into town. You're like, so this is what the rest of the league looks like. This is.
Are we still being punished for World Wars 1 and 2? Are we still being punished for World Wars 1 and 2, where we get your shitty football teams coming over here? I don't like that. We've apologized.
It's so bad. I'm taking the Colts because I'm just throwing darts and I really don't want to take the Patriots. That's the only reason why I'm doing this. It is funny, though, speaking of last week's games, the Chiefs now become the only team in the NFL or professional football history that have won in 4 different countries. They've won in Germany, they've won in England, they've won in the U.S., obviously, and I think Mexico is the other one. Mexico City, did. I think. Mexico City. But yeah, it's four different countries, which it's cool. It's whatever. It's cool. Good. Congrats. I guess you get to write that in your little obituary. Congrats.
Well, that's also Travis Kelce's boyfriend Taylor Swift's boyfriend that you're talking about. I said that totally wrong. I
know. We were going to get canceled for talking about the Chiefs. I know. It's going to be a downfall of the show right there.
Bring it.
Talking about.
Bring it. I want the smoke. I get too many notifications, Swifties. You guys can't. It's just going to get lost in the wash. Please, Swifties, at FEOTV Pod, Taylor Swift, and I'm going to get this from my girlfriend later. Taylor Swift isn't that good. Travis Kelce put Taylor Swift on the map is all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. It was not the other way around. Texans, Bengals. Niko, my Bengals are favored by 6.5. And again, kind of dominated the Buffalo Bills. No, the Texans aren't frisky. I don't feel as good about this game as I did at the beginning of the season. Joe Burrow versus CJ Stroud. We may be in for a hell of a game. If this one could be flexed, this one would probably be flexed because you have Joe Burrow and this Bengals offense starting to find themselves a little bit. And CJ Stroud, D'Amico Ryans, and this Texans program went from the absolute depths of hell with their last situation, coaching, ownership, everything like that. Now you have a guy that knows how to do this. I said it last week. I said it on Talking the Gridiron. This is not Jeff Saturday being pulled in to coach as a former player. D'Amico Ryan's started as a quality control coach on San Francisco's staff, moved himself up under Coach Shanahan to defensive coordinator, and now he knows how to run his own NFL program. That's what he's doing in Houston right now. A couple more years where they get some more weapons around them. If they can shore up that defense a little bit more, Houston's very scary. Houston right now is I think they're number one in the division, and they're tied for number one with the Jaguars in the AFC South. So this is a big game. This is not a cakewalk. That number for the Bengals, it seems like it's a little high to try and entice people. It does show that Vegas has confidence that this is Cincinnati's game to lose. It's at home. Cincinnati so far at home has been very, very good. They haven't been embarrassed like they have been in Baltimore and in Cleveland. So there's a lot of things working for this one, but this is my pick. This one and the next game that we're going to pick are probably my two for games of the week, with the Texans Bengals starting it off.
Like I said, the Texans may be 1 or 2 years away from being a lead team in this division. Like unless Jacksonville takes these massive steps where they take a hold on this division, I don't think the Titans will do it. I don't will Levis, and I don't believe in the Colts right now, especially with their revolving door of quarterbacks that always get injured. Right, Anthony Richardson, he looks like a great talent, but he can't stay on the field right now. C.J. Stroud's the best offensive player in this draft, easily. He will win. More than likely right now, if you could do a future bet, I would bet C.J. Stroud offensive rookie of the year. He has been that good thus far. He's been everything they wanted out of him and so much more. And we'll add Will Anderson on the other side. This Texas team is very, very frisky. On the flip side of this is a must-win game, Jimmy. I don't know if you still your team has won 5 games in a row, and you're still last place in your division. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, it's the best division in football. I know. Yeah, every team is at least 5-3. If the playoffs were to end this week, we'd have all 4 teams. The Bengals would be the 7th seed in the playoffs.
Easily the best division in football right now, top to bottom. And like I said, every game is a must-win. You get a little easier this week because I think it's Steelers and Browns, or it's Browns and Ravens play this week, and that will give one of those teams a loss. But like I said, when you start 0-3, you put yourself in a hole, especially with 2 division losses to start the year, start 2 to 3 weeks out. And these are must-win games. Like I said, it's weird saying that a 5-game winning streak, but you have to do that because that's how good the other teams in the divisions are, right? The Ravens have been absolutely great thus far. The Steelers will not ever fucking put out a losing season, and the Browns, for whatever reason, have a quarterback who don't know who their quarterback is every single week. Their defense is still top 2 in the league. So you have to win football games every single week. And obviously, look, you don't plan to lose. Plain simple. You play to win the game, Jimmy, as the great.
You play to win the game.
Exactly. You play to win the game. But like I said, there must win games when this division is that good. So the Bengals cannot let the foot up, not to let the gas off the pedal at all. And like I said, the Texans are not as good as the teams, especially the last 2 teams they beat. In the 49ers and Bills. So they're not as good, but you cannot let up, especially in this division. So it's important to keep continuing those steps forward. I'm going Bengals because I think they are that good. And I think, like I said, it's a tough division. You have to keep winning. But I do think the Bengals are hitting their stride at the right time.
It's funny, too, because the Bengals are the game that gave me the one. I ended up getting a game back on you last week. You picked the Bills, I picked the Bengals, and that was the only one that ended up working out for either of us. So you're back on the Bengals train. I'm also taking the Bengals. I do think it's going to probably be closer than 6.5 point spread. Moving to the next game, 49ers coming off their bye. Everybody knows the whole world has been talking about their 3-game losing streak going into the bye and how Brock Purdy, without his weapons, without his gargantuan all-world left tackle, he does look like the last pick in the draft. We've been on with a couple San Francisco fans. I've been seeing it all around. They're kind of panicking. It's kind of funny. And they're trying to figure out, where does the blame lie? Well, they all put the blame on Kyle Shanahan, which is hilarious to me. The fact that they are still complaining about the coaching that they're getting from Kyle fucking Shanahan. Really? We know who this guy is, right? You know he puts out – this is the coach. This is the coach. He thought what he had. Do you think Trey Lance would be doing any better in this situation? Probably not.
No, absolutely not.
Now people do think that Sam Darnold is going to end up taking over the job, which who knows how things are going to progress, but I want to see what the 49ers put out after this bye week. I want to see if they can stop one of the other 2 teams. So right now in the NFL, the 2 teams on the longest winning streak are 5 games. which is the Bengals, and the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are in this game that we're picking here. It's in Duval. 49ers favored by 3 on the road because I would have to assume that defense, but that defense has been shaky. Is Trevor Lawrence going to be able to take advantage of it? I don't know. I don't know. To me, this game, you have to err on the team that you have more faith in, you think is better. I penciled this one in as a loss for the Jaguars at the beginning of the season. So for that reason, I have no problem. I'm picking San Francisco. I think they're going to be able to get it done. They're going to right the ship. That team is too good to go on a 4-game losing streak with a bye sprinkled in there. So I'm taking the 49ers over the Jags.
A 49ers team that, let's not forget, added Chase Young last week. 49ers team that left for the bye week with 3 straight losses and added Chase Young on the defense to pair with his old Ohio State friend Nick Bosa. And look, Chase Young has not been what everyone thought he'd be coming out of the draft. Zero doubt about that. He's not lived up to the hype. But yeah, heck, it's only been 2 years, 3 years, whatever it's been. So it has not been a long enough time for those pass rushers to get to the marquee level that the prime players, prime edge rushers in the league are. But you pair him with Nick Bosa, and that's an absolutely crazy duo. It's a crazy duo, and like I said, it's a long ways to go. San Francisco to Jacksonville is a 5-hour flight. It is a long way to go, and you're facing a team that's one of the hottest teams in the league. There's zero doubt about that. We're really going to see what this 49ers team is made of. I think this week shows it more than anything. Absolutely I think this week shows it more than anything. Because, like I said, the Seahawks are holding this division now. They're right there with you. And this is no longer you can't just coast to the playoffs because your division's ass. Cardinals are ass. Seahawks are good. And here come the Rams, too. Rams are winning some ball games, too, with Matty Stafford getting back healthy. So we'll see. I'm going to ride San Francisco as well. I believe in the 49ers. I just think that they're a better team in general. Like I said, this is not my disbelief for the Jaguars. It's my belief in the 49ers getting better. I'm one of the few people very, very high in Jacksonville. How I think they're a chance. I think they're a couple players away from being a Super Bowl contender, where their projection should be that high. I think their defense could be better, but I think this offense has all the right makings with T-Law, ETN, Kirk, Zay Jones, and company. So and Calvin Ridley too. So I think this offense has all it makes. I don't think the defense is there yet. Give me 49ers.
All right, for Sunday Night Football, let's make it quick because then we can spend a little bit more time talking about your team on the Monday night slot. It's a bad game. We know it's bad football. The Jets are favored by 1 on the road. It's hard for me to believe that either team is going to – they're not going to score over 20 points. Whatever the over-under is, hammer the under. I don't know. Zach Wilson sucks. Zach Wilson is going to get beat up by Max Crosby.
Zach Wilson.
I'm taking Las Vegas.
Okay, I hate myself for doing this, but I can't pick the Raiders. I have to go to the Jets. I believe in the Jets defense I believe in the Jets defense holding that terrible Raiders offense to under 10 points. So Zach Wilson, give me a field goal range 4 times, and then we're good. All right, give me 12 points. Give me a field goal range 4 times, and let's run it. So give me the Jets. Look, the Raiders, Antonio Pierce, it's cute. It's very, very cute. The Raider ways back, ladies and gentlemen. No, it's fucking not. Your team's still ass. So give me the Jets.
All right, that brings us to Monday Night Football, last game of the weekend. Broncos coming off of their bye as well. Won against the Chiefs before their bye, so they're actually on a little bit of an upswing. Didn't sell the trade deadline like a lot of people thought. And now they're going up against their former face of the franchise player in Von Miller for I believe it's the first or second time.
It's first time
that we're going to be going up against Von. Broncos have a tall order because this is a Bills team now that they don't have any more room for error. I was going to, if the Bills were to pull off Sunday Night Football last week, I'd put the chances for the Broncos much higher. This is a focused Bills team. They might not be as good. Losing Milano, losing the guys that they have lost sucks for them. But Josh Allen is still Josh Allen, and the Bills are still a very good football team. It could have easily gone a different way on Sunday Night Football. The Bengals still look dominant, but the Bills, if they didn't make 1 or 2 mistakes, that game is a lot closer than it is. So I think it's hard for me. I just don't have faith in the Broncos. I'm picking Buffalo to right the ship as well. They're going to get off their losing streak.
When you face arguably, I'll say arguably here, the greatest defensive player in your team's organizational history. And yeah, I said that. It's crazy saying that, but I think Vaughn is in the conversation with Atwater, with Zimmerman, with Champions. I think he's in the conversation. I mean, the guy is a Super Bowl MVP. There's a handful of guys that have won Super Bowl MVP on the defensive side of the ball in the history of the NFL. Let's not forget, okay? So Vaughn, like I said, seeing Vaughn on the other side is going to be tough. It's going to suck. But like I said, this Broncos team, for whatever reason, no one's talking about them, and it's a good thing because when no one talks about this team, they look a little bit better, right? But you beat the Chiefs, you have the bye week, and people aren't talking about them. That's better. Sean Payton, because this team was talked about way too much the last 5-7 years. Be like, you know what, they're good. You know what, this, that, and the other thing. Sean Payton has said, everyone shut the fuck up, go about your business, and we'll see. We'll see what we can do on the field, and that's what we'll worry about. And you can have your own social lives here and there, okay? And that's the difference right now. The last 2 weeks, right? You started off the first couple of games that are going to bite you in the ass if you want to contend for a playoff spot. The Commanders game is going to bite you in the ass, and the Jets game is going to bite you in the ass. But you look at this team, and you're like, you know what? These are 2 wins that we can build upon. Do I think they're going to build it upon the Bills? Absolutely the fuck not. I'm not an idiot. I'm still picking the Bills. Like I said, I'm still a man of my word. Still picking the Broncos to lose every game. I know things are looking more up now, but the Bills after a loss are very, very scary, especially after a loss that they needed. This is a game the Bills need. They absolutely need. So the Bills are more ready and more built to win these late games that are much more needed. The Broncos are not ready to win games that they need to get to a playoff spot. I do like the Broncos covering, if that means something. I do think that they'll cover. I think that they'll make it an interesting game out of every single fucking primetime game this weekend. I think it's going to be the best one. If I'm not I get it. It's not up against much, but among the standalone games, I think it's the best one. So give me the Bills. I'm not an idiot. I'm a Broncos fan, but I'm not. What's it called? I don't overstep my boundaries. I know exactly what this team is. So give me the Bills. Broncos, make it a game, please. Make me a little bit proud that there's something to build upon.
All right, I think that's going to wrap up this little short segment here. Hopefully you enjoyed our picks. Recap real quick. We both have the Colts, the Bengals. We both have the 49ers. Then for Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football, we split. I picked the Raiders over the Jets. You have the Jets. And actually, we're on the same as Monday Night Football as well. We both picked the Bills. So we have one game again where one of us is going to get a leg up on the competition. Hopefully we have a better weekend than 0-4 and 1-3. Because
I think
if we're going to call ourselves football guys, we can't have 2 back-to-back duds of weekends. That just can't happen.
I don't have the clown makeup on today, so I think it'll help us out. Huge for the
Probably. I think it'll do well. If you're listening, it's going to transition over into the episode that we released right after the Avalanche won their 3rd Stanley Cup in franchise history. We're going to flash you back to a couple years ago when we were celebrating that, coming off of the parade, and we have a few different things that are in that episode. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're just watching this clip, go back, watch our parade video that I have put out, watch the episode, and then we'll be back with our normally scheduled programming next week. We are going to have Top of the Mountain Sunday Scaries. I took the last few weeks off. I know I was traveling last weekend, but other than that, follow at FEO TV Pod, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you are watching on YouTube, go check out some of our other videos. And if you're listening, enjoy that re-release of a classic Far End of the Bench episode. For myself, Jimmy Pallotto, my co-host Niko Bryant, thank you guys for tuning in for this short pick segment. We will see you guys next time.
Peace.
If you don't stay down and you never quit, come on over here and sit on the far end of the bench.